There's no need for the investors to rebalance their portfolio towards Solana, toward Ethereum, et cetera, over time. The index takes care of that for you. So it ensures that you get exposure to the beta of the asset class while reducing the complexity. We hear all the time that's exactly what mainstream investors are looking for in crypto.
Welcome to CoinDesk. I'm Andy Baehr. Crypto markets got a welcome surprise on Wednesday afternoon with the news that the SEC had approved the generic listing standards for digital asset ETFs listed on major U.S. stock exchanges. While the SEC's approval was expected by most observers, the timing was sooner than some had in their calendars. Joining me to discuss the implications and the market reaction is Zach Pandl, Head of Research at Grayscale Investments. Zach, always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Andy.
Can you just help the audience understand the significance of the generic listing standards approval? And was the timing a surprise for you guys up in Stanford?
Well, look, it's not a surprise in terms of the shorter term perspective. We've been working very heavily on these topics for a long time. But it is a surprise in some kind of bigger picture sense, and I would say a very welcome surprise. You know, for those of you who had followed this journey along the way, you know that it took a lot of time and a lot of effort to get Bitcoin ETPs, exchange traded products, available in the US market. We filed for those products first in 2013, if you can believe it, and they finally came to market in January 2024. So what this announcement means is that the SEC is not going to go one by one through every crypto asset and try to make a individualistic assessment of whether they can be put into a commodity ETP wrapper or not. Instead, they're going to give us a set of generic criteria, some specific technical criteria about the listing of these assets on qualified spot or futures exchanges. And if the products meet those criteria, then they are eligible for the ETP structure. So a very welcome piece of news. And what it's going to mean for investors is a broadening of access of the types of crypto assets that are available in traditional account types, qualified accounts, brokerage investment accounts. So basically giving investors, traditional investors, much more efficient access to crypto assets beyond Bitcoin and Ether, the two assets that were already in the ETP structure. And we're just very delighted to see this and happening at a faster schedule, of course, than the more than 10-year-long journey that it took us to get to the Bitcoin ETP product.
Yeah, I think no one can deny that Grayscale helped set the tone for how much demand was out there and how much energy the industry was going to put into ensuring that this kind of access was going to be possible. Maybe talk to us a little bit about how this might shorten the period that ETPs can list once they are conceived of and filed by the asset managers, and how this lightens the load for the stock exchanges.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be much faster turnaround time in the future between requesting a listing for these products and actually see them trade in market. You know, Grayscale has been running products for many of these assets, in fact, for a long time, but they trade on over-the-counter markets and not yet on the stock exchange as an open-end fund in the ETP or ETF structure. And so it's going to allow us to move much more quickly. And investors should anticipate really a Cambrian explosion of availability of crypto ETP products. So we have already some great products in the market, the Bitcoin ETPs, the Ether ETPs, some other innovations around those things like covered call products and mining products, all that kind of. So there is a lot of available to investors already, which we are, of course, always helping investors through that journey. But you should see a very significant increase in the availability of these products over just the coming months following these generic listing standards.
Now, the SEC's announcement also included at the bottom very exciting news about a Grayscale product that we both worked on. So with full disclosure, this represents one of our index products as well. But It looks like there's some exciting news around GDLC and some exciting news to share today. Lay it down for us.
I am thrilled to be able to talk about this, Andy. So yesterday we had approval and the trading begins today for the Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF, a diversified index-based crypto investment product. Really, this is ushering in the age of index investing in crypto. Throughout many other asset classes, investors prefer to get index exposure. They don't want to be stock pickers or bond pickers. They want to access the asset class in a way that represents the broad set of exposures and automatically rebalances over time. And this is exactly what they're going to get with this product, the Crypto 5 product from Grayscale and CoinDesk. I think it's going to be a great solution for a lot of investors. Grayscale is out in the world talking to mainstream investors about crypto every single day. And we hear demand for this type of product all the time. And we're thrilled to be able to offer it in the most efficient product structure that investors prefer, which is the ETP or ETF wrapper. So the Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 Index, I think, will be a great way for investors to get a crypto allocation, a crypto sleeve in a portfolio without having to go too deep into all the complexity of blockchain technology or to try to figure out which one is going to be, the fastest, blockchain in the future, et cetera. They can have an allocation to the asset class that will automatically rebalance and make sure that you're experiencing the growth in the asset class overall. And I think there's going to be a lot of demand for this product.
Now, CoinDesk Indices and Grayscale have been working on and actually running this product for many years now. This is not a brand new plastic on the wrapper product. It's accumulated a lot of interest on a lot of assets over time. But actually, 2025 is the year where there's been so much rotation between some of the top names that the idea of index investing and what single token pickers may be missing or may be late to has become clearer than ever. Talk a little bit about the rotations that you've seen between even the top couple of names during this year and how index investing can help ensure that investors get access to all those great stories.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the key benefit for a product like this. Investors are, getting their head around Bitcoin. They understand its use case and maybe a bit of how the valuation process might work. But really, in truth, there is a lot of complexity in blockchain technology, for Bitcoin and well beyond. Tons of innovation in digital finance. And we're excited about all that. At CoinDesk and Grayscale specialists in this place, we are deep in all of those spaces. And we do have views on, which tokens might outperform or underperform. But it is way too much complexity for most investors that are getting introduced to their asset class. They just want to make sure that they are keeping up, that they're capturing the beta of this hugely innovative industry and high-performing asset class. And the Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF product will allow them to capture that beta in a way that rebalances over time. So if one of the blockchains like Solana, say, for example, has a period of strong performance and should be rebalanced higher in a portfolio, an index approach using the CoinDesk 5 index will incorporate that in a systematic way over time. There's no need for the investors to rebalance their portfolio towards Solana, toward Ethereum, et cetera, over time. The index takes care of that for you. So it ensures that you get exposure to the beta of the asset class while reducing the complexity. We hear all the time that's exactly what mainstream investors are looking for in crypto. And so I do think this will be an excellent solution for a wide range of investor types.
Fantastic. Zach, congratulations so much on another first for Grayscale for a launch of this product. Many happy returns. Great to talk to you as always. Thank you. It's Andy Baehr from CoinDesk. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andy.